welcome to a special edition today. I have a special guest for us today. His name is Adam Kyle. He comes from a faraway land. Anyways, I have a few questions for Adam. So, why don't we get started? First question, Adam, is when did you know that you never wanted to grow facial hair?
Well, that's a great question. I often ask myself the same, and actually last week I journaled about it, so this is perfect. I first knew that I never wanted to grow facial hair when I saw a man that looked ridiculous. He was refereeing a hockey game, and the whole crowd chanted "porno mustache" whenever he made a move. And I realized at that time in my life, I will never, ever subject myself and/or any of my family members to hearing the words "porno mustache" cheered in my presence.
That's powerful. That's very powerful. If you could take a Sabbath, what would you refuse to do?
Well, you when you phrased that question, you said if it was the Sabbath, and most weeks a Sabbath does occur, Saturday or Sunday, depending on your religion. I'm okay with all religions, and because of that, I'm okay with all days. But because I choose one religion, let's say my Sabbath was, I don't know, a Sunday, what would I choose to refuse to do? The most logical answer that most people would say is they would refuse to do yard work or any type of physical labor. But for me, it's different. I refuse to think on the Sabbath because what I've found out is the more I think, the more trouble and the more tired I get. So, having said the following, I believe that thinking is what I was meant to not do on the Sabbath.
That's powerful. That's very powerful. Now, when I say the word Sharapova, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Apple cider.
Likely answer. Now, when did you realize that no more, no less was going to be your motto in life?
I decided that after watching the movie The Lion King.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
However, I realized to apply it to my own life when I was 15 years old, and I was running down the street with a package of smoke bombs in my hand, and I placed it in the neighbor's mailbox, and I said, no more, no less. No more mail for him, but no less mail for me. And then, lo and behold, with one flick of the flame, it was done.
I've always wanted to know the answer to that. One last question for you today. This is the most important, perhaps, for all of us. So pay attention. What was the first time that you really loved another man, or woman, or child, or inanimate object?
So one thinks, and one can deduct, you don't need a master in psychology and physiology and natural science and natural resources and human cloning to know that an Irish baby is not going to come from a Native American Blackfoot tribe. It's just not going to happen. Unless you're cloned, which I'm okay with cloning. I'm okay with what everybody wants, I'm okay with it. But I think she first wondered when the baby actually proceeded itself out of the birth canal. Honestly, that's when I would first think. I mean, there's goo, there's blood, there's some weird type of fungus. I think it's fungus, but no one believes me. But I've seen Knocked Up in that scene where they showed the baby protruding out of the uterus or the uteri. She may have had two. Who might have judged?
Yeah, who are you to judge?
I know. Who am I to judge? If she has one uterus, if she has two uteruses or uteri, I'm okay with it. I am perfectly fine with it. However, that's when I think that Mrs. Hempel first wondered about the father of Ms. Duffy's baby when she realized this baby doesn't look like an Indian. Doesn't look like he's gonna barter for goods and services like bullets and
And glass beads?
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Tim. Glass blowing didn't start until the late 1984. It was actually when the glass blowing actually started. It was in the mid 80s. Hate to burst your bubble, but I have a PhD in physiology and I would know these things. And that's, in my opinion, is when Mrs. Hempel realized and started to wonder about the true father of Mrs. Duffy's baby.